As we draw to a close, we have one final story to share, and it's one that I think beautifully crystallizes our entire two-day conference.
Our closing speaker is Mr. Amos Miller, a person I'm proud to call my friend, as well as a wonderful colleague. He was the past chairman of the Guide Dogs Association of Singapore, which I've since taken over. I had huge shoes to fill. And he himself, of course, is visually impaired. And what makes Amos' story so beautiful and powerful is that he has transformed himself from being a user of technology and the white cane and of guide dogs, of course, to one who is now inventing solutions to make lives better for people like himself. Yeah. His company is now called Glidance, and he's here to tell us a bit about that too. All right.
Yeah, I think today we're going to hear about Amos's personal journey, how technology has made a difference to his life, both as a user and as a designer of technology. Joining Amos today is his co-founder, Luke, down there, who's been instrumental in bringing their vision to life. Anything more you'd like to say?
Let's put our hands together for our last speaker for this whole conference, Mr. Amos Miller and Luke.
Right. Thank you so much. Right.
Thank you. And Hong Tim, thank you so much for having me here today, and it's a real great honor to be here. I'm Amos Miller, and as you heard, I'm here with my co-founder, Luke Buckborough. Where are you, Luke? Over there. And before I start, I want a little bit of interaction, okay? So what I would like to ask you is if you could all close your eyes just for a moment, and when I snap my fingers, you can open them again. But what if I never snap? You had sight for most of your life. You saw the smile of a loved one. You saw the colors of spring. And now you feel that chill of uncertainty. And you wonder if you will ever feel independent again. You can open your eyes. I can't, but you can. This is the harsh reality for over 300 million blind people in the world today. The great majority lose their sight later in life. And to get back on your feet, you're going to have to learn how to use the white cane or the guide dog. But the reality is that it can take 5 years and $100,000 to get one person trained. So the result is that only 2% of blind people actually use a white cane or a guide dog today. 98% don't leave home alone. And I want to discuss how we solve this problem and in many ways disrupt an age-old industry here. So, as I said, I'm Amos Miller. I'm the founder and CEO of Glidance. My background is in computer science, artificial intelligence, and I'm also blind. I lost my sight as a result of a genetic eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa. I lost most of my sight in my early 20s while I was doing my computer science degree. But before that, when I was around 7 years old, I remember that moment when I saw a computer for the first time, seeing that blinking green cursor. Yes, they used to be green back in the day. It gives me shivers down my spine until today. I was mesmerized. Now, at the time, I still had sight. Not quite enough to participate in kids' stuff. I would say it's not a good idea to choose me to be on your soccer team. And then later on in I took a computer science degree in the Technion in Israel. And honestly, losing sight during that time, I have no idea how I survived it. I still have nightmares about that time. I was a pretty strong student, but because I was rapidly losing my sight, I ended up choosing classes not based on what I wanted to learn, but just based on the routes that I knew on college. There was a period of time that it became so hard to get around that I stopped going to classes. You can see a bit of a dip on my transcript during that time. I would walk at night to the students' hall. I would walk really, really slowly. People thought I had some other issues. And eventually, I did start to learn how to use the white cane. And I was even lucky that by the time I finished college, I actually got my first guide dog. Today, I'm on guide dog number 6. So you can do the maths. Now, I want you to think about it. At the time, I am studying at the forefront of technology in one of the leading technology institutions in the world. We are working on neural networks. That came before what we consider AI today. We are working on neural networks, computer vision, and navigation, and I was struggling to get around. And I started to think, there has to be another way. Then, a few years later, I moved to London in the UK, with my wife. I worked on a series of tech companies. And of course, every time I changed a company, I had to learn my new routes. That meant that my wife and I had to go on weekends and evenings to practice and go back and forth until I built the confidence on the route so that I can get to work independently. And once again, that question came up. I'm working in the best technology companies. I'm building the infrastructure. The infrastructure for the internet and for mobile technology, the infrastructure that we use today for everything. And still, getting around is hard. It's stressful. One morning, while I walk my daughter to kindergarten, I giggled to myself. I thought to myself, who's guiding who here? She is 4 years old. We're holding hands in hand. And I'm starting to think about it. We are landing rovers on Mars. We have supercomputers in our pockets. How do we tap into that human ingenuity and change the game? At the time, that was around 2007 or so, I completed my MBA at London Business School. That's a story for another time. I joined Microsoft. I was also the chairman for Guide Dogs for the Blind in the UK. That was before I came here to Singapore. Guide Dogs for the Blind in the UK is a very large charity. It is also the premier guide dog school and orientation and mobility schools in the world. But here, listen to that. In the UK, there are almost 1 million people who are blind. Can anybody guess how many guide dogs there are in the UK? And how many? 4,000. Okay, 1 million people, 4,000 dogs. So I posed that question to the board of trustees. I said, we have a scalability problem. How can technology change the game? Now, because I was at Microsoft, I was able to form a partnership between Microsoft and Guide Dogs to explore this question. And that led to a significant investment by Microsoft, by the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, to research the topic and ultimately to develop a groundbreaking technology that is called Soundscape. And here's the idea. Okay? For a blind person to navigate confidently, they need to have a good sense of what's around them so that they can orient themselves and figure out in which direction to walk. So if you are standing here and the door is over there and you can see the path, you orient yourself to the door, you know where you are, you can walk to it. Okay? With Soundscape, we produce that image in the mind's eye of the individual by using sound in 3D space. They would wear a stereo headset and they would hear the door over in that direction so that they could rotate towards the door and walk in the direction of the door. It was truly groundbreaking. It took the blindness world by storm. Soundscape rapidly became the most successful navigation app for the blind. I would speak in conferences. I received awards. It was a huge success, yet deep inside, I knew that I failed. Why? Because despite all this success, we were not getting more people out. We were helping people who were already out feel a little bit more independent, which was fantastic, but we were not changing the world. So one day, sitting at the airport, I'm waiting for the assistant who will guide me to my gate, because that's how I navigate airports. I'm feeling down, frustrated, angry. In a moment, I have to fight this guy because he's going to force me to sit in a wheelchair, and I can walk. I don't want to sit on a wheelchair. Now, it's 2022 already. Computers have started to write poems. Autonomous vehicles are becoming a reality. What's going on? Soundscape isn't getting me to my gate, so what will? And that's when I realized that it doesn't matter how smart the AI is, it can know everything. If it can't communicate with me in the right way, it's not going to help me get around. Telling me in my ear to turn left a bit, right a bit, walk 5 steps, put your foot up, foot down, that doesn't help. I tried using directional audio. It was effective, but the neural response time is too slow. We can't guide people like that. I tried haptics. It's too crude. For a 55-year-old woman who just lost her sight, and she needs to regain her independence so she can get on with life, none of these solutions are going to work. For her to walk confidently through a crowded space, to commute to work, to take the kids to school, what she needs is something simple. A device that is simply connected to the ground and physically guides her. Doesn't that sound obvious? By the next morning, I put it to the test. How? No need to write a single line of code. I took an RC car, stuck a broomstick on top of it, and had my friend drive me around with a remote control to see if the idea will work. And in that moment, I knew that was it. Something that is physically connected to the ground and physically guides, this will change the world. Now, the obvious place to start is a robot guide dog, right? I also thought that for about 30 seconds. But then you start wondering, right? I need to have this thing with me all day. How am I going to get it into the car, into an Uber, right? Am I going to bring a forklift to lift it up in the back? Where I'm getting onto the bus, where am I going to put it? I'm going to push it over the overhead compartment. Sitting in the table at a restaurant, where is it going to fit under the table? When I'm going on the flight, I want to walk up to the flight with it. Where will I be able to do that? Where will I put it on the flight? What about battery life? You know, I need a device that works all day. These devices, these robot dogs run out of battery in an hour and a half. And the weight, 20 kilograms. You want that to step on your foot? Oh dear, and the cost. At least $10,000, 20. The spot robots are $75,000. Here we are again building a solution for the blind that nobody can afford and nobody can use. So once those 30 seconds passed, I reflected on my RC car and my broomstick, and it all became clear. And Glide was born. Glide is the first primary mobility aid that offers an alternative to the white cane or the guide dog. It's a light and versatile device, 2 wheels on the ground, a long handle. You hold the handle, you nudge the device forward, and you simply walk And Glide steers a little to the left, a little to the right, guides you around obstacles. You can say, hey, Glide, let's go to Starbucks. Glide will get you there. And now I finally have the way for the AI to communicate with me through a device that is affordable and viable. And indeed, Glide is powered by a sensible wayfinding AI, making it easy to use and affordable. Most blind people can afford a cell phone, so Glide costs like a cell phone. $14.99 for the device, a $30 subscription, making independent mobility accessible to millions of people. And indeed, they are lined out the door. We are still in development. We're about a year out before production. We already collected almost $1 million in pre-orders. Completely organic. Thousands of people tested our devices and tell us that this is as familiar as holding onto someone's hand. The Today Show selected Glide as one of their favorite products in CES of 2025. Now, our team of engineers from Google, Amazon, iRobot are here and joining us because Glidance is really defining a new category called personal robots. These are robots that are used by individuals to address a real human need. We just came back from the UN Summit for Global Summit for AI, and we're recognized for this work. The former head of engineering is an investor at SpaceX, is an investor at Glidance, also the former head of enterprise at OpenAI. And why? Look at this screen and tell me, if you lost your sight, which one of those would you like to help you get around? Yeah? We will soon have thousands, then tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands of Glides out in the wild. And every step unlocking independence, and every step closing the data gap, and build that real-world AI experience that is needed to finally unlock the generational promise of robots to better the lives of billions of people on the planet. Now, before I close, just pause for a moment and consider what this really means. In 5, 6, 7 years' time, we will see many more blind people out and about, some using canes and guide dogs, others will be guided by these intelligent guides called Glide. We will see governments and non-profits starting to adapt to the scale these technologies provide. Suddenly they can impact 10, 100 times more people with the same resources. We'll also see capital coming towards an investment in personal robots. Why? Because they're addressing a real need. You know, it's not like the robot vacuum cleaner we all have that we still have to buy another vacuum cleaner to clean after it. Yeah? I would put it to you that in the next 10 years, everything is going to change. And why? Intelligent guides are going to be so powerful and affordable that almost every blind individual is going to be able to get out of their home without hesitation. Think about it. In the US, 7 million blind people today, only 200,000 are out and about. By 2035, they will all be out and about, feel empowered. With technologies like robots, AI glasses, maybe even brain implants, they will be able to do every job. They participate in every hobby. This is an exciting future. It's an inevitable future. It poses interesting questions like government response. We've all seen the compliance period in the last 50 years. I think that we have to shift gears and move from disability inclusion to thinking about belonging. How does everybody feel belonging? Take an airport, for example. Glide is going to have agentic capabilities so it can look up the map of the airport and guide a person on the map on the airport without any help from the airport. So what's the responsibility of the airport now? It is becoming an opportunity to curate that experience so that every passenger feels a sense of agency, they feel valued, they truly experience that sense of belonging. And the most important question, if technology erases barriers, what remains? Am I still blind? It is. It is because it's my human experience. I would not be standing here if I was sighted, because my life experience as a child who fell in love with technology, who didn't play soccer, who had to struggle with sight loss during college, who walked his daughter to the kindergarten. This is my humanity. Whatever technology, AI I use, it's not going to change. And no, you wouldn't be here either if you didn't have your life experience, regardless of what AI you're going to be using. If the last 50 years were about inclusion, the next 50 will be about agency and belonging. In a world where technology erases the barriers, what's left is the human connection that makes life worth living. Thank you very much.
Right, Tamsin, we're finally, and everybody else, finally at the very, very end of CHI 2025. It's been extraordinary from beginning to this end. And over the 2 days, we've shown that I think AI is not about algorithms and data. It's really about enhancing and empowering human capability and care. So we hope that all of you feel a little bit more equipped and a bit more confident about using and adopting AI in your lives and in your organizations and at work as well.
Yeah, indeed. I think I would love to ask us all to give one more large round of applause to all the speakers over the past 2 days. Now, panelists, thank you so much. Really, it's been an inspiring 2 days. Could we also please keep on clapping? Behind the scenes, there have been a scientific organizing committee leading up to today. Thank you so much to the committee members.
Thank you to the CHI team and our organizers, Pixo. What a great job once again. Okay.
And of course, many thanks to the various sponsors and exhibitors, without whom we wouldn't have been able to run the show.
That's right. These are our sponsors. And can we go back again to the scientific committee? That's our partners in crime. Please also give them a round of applause as well. They've really brought together a very, very special show for us.
I just have to ask, are these our AI versions or us? I mean, yours is still looking quite AI.
Yes, mine looks very, very...
You've replaced your photo, haven't you? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, there we go.
Right.
So only one more thing to do.
Yes, well, one last QR code.
Oh.
All right, we've given you 1 million QR codes to scan. This one is about the entire conference. Please tell us what you thought about the entire experience and give us your feedback as to what you'd like for next year, how we can make CHI Innovate even better for you next year. And as we bring 2025 to an end, we need to announce our theme for next year. We've already decided it's going to be on workforce transformation. Can we have the next slide? And we're going to probably title it along the lines of a future workforce for future health. And do book those dates as well, the 16th to the 18th of July, 2026.
So I think this year's conference will really have given you plenty of food for thought for that. Okay, finally.
All right, yes, she's been waiting for this all day.
I'm really excited to hear what you all managed to create. So, you all know what I'm excited about, don't you? That's the only reason you're still here and you haven't gone off at post-conference drinks yet. The song. We asked you earlier to help co-create with AI and everyone in the room a conference theme tune. So we asked you for genre.
It was pop.
Yes, we asked you for mood.
Uplifting.
And we asked you for voice.
Choir. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it's choir, was it? Let's see.
Female choir.
I think we're about to find out.
And then we got asked for the lyrics, and my goodness, there were all kinds of lyrics. There had to be a little bit of a screen, but fantastic and great creativity there as well.
So
Okay, so I think the theme song's ready, right? We've cooked it up over the
we're ready.
past
Oh, there's loads
hour
of
or
nods.
so.
Okay,
All right.
I'm so sorry. I didn't have time to organize a dance routine because this is quite live. I encourage all of you to shake it out. You've sat still for 2 days. It's the weekend, so whatever is about to get piped into our ears, you know you need to get up and dance. I'm looking at some of you here.
So we're going to play the theme song as we say goodbye. All right. So we hope that you've enjoyed CHI 2025. I need to really, really thank. Can we give a round of applause to my lovely co-host, Tamsin? 8 years running. I'm not sure why you're still here.
And likewise to our wonderful MC, Wong Hon Tim. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you all again next year, 2026.
Okay,
Goodbye.
here we go.
Bye-bye. All right.
I so fine, it's Kopi time. I, all the way. Yahoo! Co-pilot for me, reduce my stress. Predict 4D, just kidding, less mess. From workflow woes to screening teens, I's got ethics in all its means. Smarter work, more time to play. Loving AI, living AI every day. Use it with purpose, not everything. Intentional care, that's the bling bling. Help me, don't kill me, just make it shook. Lunch break, come faster, no need to talk cock. Better health, less admin time. Empower you, empower mine. For AI, embrace me. From city lights to Kopi BT. Trust, compassion, faster care. Go home early, breathe fresh air. Live, eat, play with AI power. Healthier SG, this is our hour. Oh yeah, let. CFO scared, no need to run. We innovate meaningfully just for fun. Don't replace, just co-create. Missy and Doc, you all very great. Call Bell AI can love, make life easier. Wop young, I for all, I for change. From mountain plains to ward exchange. Trust me, I'm a doc with flair. Buddy, I show you care. Power up with empathy. Future of care, come sing with me. Call Bell. All day, every day, every time, let's go.